Welcome to my apartment. I am basically taking footage, I locked my door, of the black mold removal in my apartment. Ta-da! No counter, no sink, no cabinets, nothing. Um, it's Saturday, September 14th, 2013. Over a month ago, I called maintenance and the manager of my apartment complex and told them that I had been sick for the past year, which is how long pretty much I've lived here. I've been to the hospital 6 times trying to figure out what was making me sick and what was wrong with me. And all it basically took was looking in my back cabinet, which used to be over here. And on the back cabinet, like the very top part of the wall up here where it's kind of discolored, was inside the bottom of the back cabinet. And I saw it and immediately started kind of poking my nose around looking to see, how far it went and where it went without disturbing or basically ripping the cabinets out. The maintenance people came in, and the reason this spot up here, it's really hard to see, but the reason the little spot up here is discolored is because they put Lysol on it and just tried to wipe the wall down. They wanted to paint it, and I told them, no, you're not painting it, you need to remove it. They didn't want to remove it, and I started looking like under the dishwasher area, and up here where the linoleum is, there was a huge metal piece that was in front of the dishwasher, and it basically was so wet and so messed up that part of the edge of it had actually been like eaten away. So I finally got them to come in. They brought this huge fan in, and they told me to blow underneath the dishwasher because of all the wetness that's down there. And all it did was basically it was blowing the spores around, and it started making my throat swell up. So I shut the fan off because I can't have the spores getting shot around. It's bad enough that I've been living in this for the past year, and half of it I didn't even know it was here. So they finally came in and they ripped out all the cabinets and whatnot, but they are only basically spraying this part of the wall up here. They're going to spray it down with more basically Lysol that they said is for just regular mold and mildew, which this isn't regular mold and mildew. You can see it, like everything looks black. The bottom of the board right there that's brown, you can see where the black mold started climbing up, and it gets worse as it goes to that side, and then the worst part of the wall is right there. So they're gonna spray it. You can see like this lovely board that's in here. It's a brown board. At least it was at some point. But if you look, it's all black. I mean, it's solid black. You would think somebody painted because it's so black and just gross. The edge of the linoleum right here comes all the way up, and underneath that is all black mold. These boards, I did a previous video where you could see it doesn't take much to break them. It just breaks right off. I shouldn't be touching this because it's not good, but underneath the carpet, you can see under here, there's black mold everywhere. They're not replacing the carpet either, which I think is a serious health concern, not just for me, because I have kids. It's bad enough that I'm breathing it in, but my kids breathing it in is just it's not okay. So they're leaving this little lovely board right here too, and they're gonna spray it with their little Lysol in hopes of killing the mold, and then just leaving it there. They're gonna paint it. I don't know how they're gonna paint this wet part of the floor. It's soaked. My dishwasher was leaking. I had no idea. I mean, I knew it kind of smelled musty under the cabinet, but I wasn't sure why. So I'm basically just documenting this so people know, when they tell you they're going to spray it with Lysol, they can't just spray it with Lysol. They need to actually physically remove the mold. By law, they have 3 days to get it done because of health concerns. And like I said, it's been over a month. Just that I've been aware of it. And if you can see over here, I'll try and go slow. In the corner, you can see where, the floor molding is over there. On halfway through and then down this part over here, it's solid mold, but they put caulking on it when they came in the first time because the whole front of the cabinet was moldy too. And they plan on reusing it. And I understand, you don't want to replace anything you don't have to. And like this back part is totally, it looks fine. I mean, it does. But that whole front part that's down there on the floor, it's not fine. It's got black mold on it, and it's not just going to go away. It's gross. And the caulking covered up a bunch of the mold, but you can still see it's there. So, basically I'm documenting this to cover my own ass because, they think you can hire somebody to do maintenance and, any schmuck can do it, but you can't. There's a certain way you have to do things. My dad does construction. He's done stuff like this. He recently did a job. He had 3 days to get it done, period. And there was no spraying it down. It was you remove all the parts of the wall that are contaminated, all of the flooring, which you can see over here in the corner. All that is nasty, and it's been soaked, and it's like crumbling in this back corner. That should be replaced too, just because it's not... You can't just pretend the floor is not crumbling. You can't. I mean, it's been so damaged, not to mention that big crack up here. The mold's just going to keep going into all this crap. It's already rotting. It's just going to continue to mold everywhere. It's disgusting. It absolutely, it has made me really sick. And I don't know, it's way worse since they pulled the cabinets out this morning, which they did over an hour ago, and they haven't came back. But this is what black mold looks like. For anybody that doesn't know, black mold can kill you. It is extremely toxic. It has been making me sick. And, just spraying it and then slapping new counters and cabinets, it's not going to make it any better. All it's going to do is cover it up. The spores are still there, and it's going to continue to make me sick. All these boards that are right here on the floor, they all look like they've been burnt. They're not burnt in any way whatsoever. What happened was they have gotten so wet for so long because, previous tenants have been here and their dishwasher was leaking. There's black mold in here. Everybody's been sick. I have a neighbor down the hall. He's been sick as well, and he's like, honey, you take Lysol and tell him to stick it up their butt. He's like, bleach. It's all about the bleach. Lots of bleach, sanding the wall, trying to dry it out. But my main concern is this part of the floor down here. The linoleum and underneath it where it's got black mold everywhere, they're not replacing it. The carpet up here along the edge where it's been soaked consistently is not getting replaced. That board back there, the mold has, it's crawled up it. So you can see the top is the only brown part left. That's not getting replaced either. They're going to spray it and then they're going to paint it. So, basically, they're going to do what they're going to do. I've voiced my opinion. I've told them you can't just spray it and then paint it. It's not going to get rid of the mold. I'm still going to be sick, but I want to cover my butt, and I also want to document this for anybody that doesn't know what you need to do with black mold. here is really gross. Really, really gross. This camera doesn't even do the mold justice because it is so bad. It is bad and it is nasty and it's not okay. It's not okay to not fix it. And anybody that gets in this situation, I would say you need to find somebody that knows what they're doing or what they're talking about, because nobody should have to live like this. I mean, I'm paying. I just signed a second lease, and my rent went from $825 to $850 a month. So for $850 a month, I'm paying to breathe in black mold, which it's pretty upsetting because I've not just for my own safety, but my kids. I mean, I'd probably be better living under a bridge. At least there's probably not going to be any black mold there. I want to move, but I can't move right now. I mean, I'm still moving stuff in that, trying to move stuff around. It's just, and being sick, if you've ever been sick from exposure to toxic black mold, you would know you feel like shit on a daily basis. You don't want to get up. You don't want to do anything. It's a struggle to do things every day. And I really want to get this taken care of and make sure that I document it. Like I said, not just cover my butt, but so people know this is not okay. So I will continue to document this as it goes along. And hopefully people can get an idea of what you don't want to happen. And definitely don't use Lysol. It's crap. It's, for regular mold, great, go for it. I use bleach for everything, and then dry the wall out, sand it. If you have to, if the wall's soft, like some parts of this wall down here are soft and it's not getting replaced. So just make sure you know what you're doing, know your rights, and know the law, because law states this all needs to be removed. It can't just sit here and it can't just be covered up. It won't make you better. You'll just get sicker. And especially if you have kids, like, think about that. Do you want your kids to get really sick or die or, whatever else? So, to be continued.